And that was actually my very first flight with the Inspire. Now, the props that came with it are these, which are the self-tightening style props, similar to the ones I've been using on my Phantom. And yeah, just to show you how I put it on real quick, you know, usually kind of spin it on, but then you have to tighten them all the way down with a little bit of a twist there. That's pretty much what I did. And as you can see, that wasn't quite enough with these, with this bigger quadcopter with these bigger motors. You definitely, once I kind of learned my lesson, luckily while it was on the ground, I gave it, you know, every single one a firm twist after that. Now, apparently DJI has had this issue come up a number of times, and a number of people weren't as lucky as me with their props flying off in the air, which is why unsolicited they sent me a new set of props and these special prop installation kits. These are like a quick swap, quick release propellers for this thing, and I'll just show you them really quickly. Pretty much it's got these little hubs that we're going to bolt onto the top of the motors, and then the new props are going to install even easier than those other props, but it's supposed to be a much more secure connection. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on right now to show you what they look like. Installation is pretty simple on these things. There are just 2 screws per quick release plate. The plate as well as the propellers are marked with a small dot if it is on the silver propeller, and of course the black propellers are left with nothing on it. So you have to make sure you put the proper plate as well as propeller on the right motor. But otherwise, that's it. It's just a quick swap, and these actually pop off and on a lot easier. One of my big complaints about the Inspire, especially with the case that it comes with, is the fact that you have to completely break it down, gimbal and everything. This doesn't really help the gimbal, but it certainly saves you a few minutes, considering you have to take off the props as well to get it into the case. But that is it, and going back to that first flight I took, just to share some more footage with you from that first flight, it was a very windy day at the port. As you can see, once the Inspire got in the air, it actually worked really, really well considering the wind. The video you're watching right now is pretty much untouched. There's no stabilization, and also I didn't really mess with the picture profile for the camera. So what you're looking at is the not so great default color mode. Obviously, one thing you should do is turn down the contrast, turn down the sharpness, and switch it to that log picture profile. I think one of the most amazing things about the Inspire is the gimbal on this thing. Again, in the wind, you can see I'm not really shooting to try to get amazing shots that I would use, but I'm just flying it around, and every second of video is pretty stable. serious with it. Can't wait to shoot a lot more video with it. The one other issue that I think I might as well bring up on this video that I encountered is all of a sudden when I was flying, the video feed just blew out to white, which was really, really strange. You can see it right here. I thought it would I would see something different on the recorded video on the SD card. But yeah, just all of a sudden went white and I couldn't recover it. I messed around to try to recover it and ended up having to just kind of fly. The OSD was still there, but it was just rendering white video. And luckily there's that home button, which I've used since that flight. I actually just manually flew it home, but I've used the home button and it really, really works great on the Inspire. But yeah, a little weird bug. It's had its firmware updated, and since then I haven't had that issue. So just another kind of weird thing that happened to me on my first flight. But otherwise, that is it. That was my first flight with the DJI Inspire.